Okay. Why is it most evident in the G pattern? Because the G pattern is one of the only pattern in the five cage patterns where we have two regular string shapes before we go into the S3XL. But the S3XL, guess what? It has to be fitted to the tuning differential, the tuning third. So now here's the S3XL, which is usually just a rectangle like this in the D shape. You can see it's just a rectangle, but now we had to fit it. That's it. Fit the pattern to the tuning third. The tuning third is between the second and third string from the top and the fourth and fifth string from the bottom, depending on the way you look at it. I like to look at it as string 4 and string 5 from the bottom, or you can look at it as string 2 or string 3 from the top. There's a third there, so we have to move the patterns over because they're all in fourths. R goes to 4 now in the pattern. R goes to 4. So most of these patterns, the patterns are in fourths. Once we warp the patterns over, then we have a playable situation. So before we get to these playables, these are normal warped guitar. Then they're called warped. That's why I call it warp the pattern over. I'll show you one on the pattern stack, and then I want to get to the major minor pattern stack, which is more complicated, but it's more fun. So here we're going to warp the top two over here. This is pattern fitting now. Okay, it's pattern fitting, it's shape fitting. Okay, so now we're a normal guitar because we have 2 goes to 5, a fourth, 5 goes to root, a fourth. The fourth of the root is a fourth, but now there's only a perfect third between the fourth and the sixth. Key of C, between F and A, between the fourth and the sixth. Key of A would be between the D and the F sharp. Okay, it's just a perfect third now. So, and then we go back to a perfect fourth, 6 to the 2. Okay, F sharp to B in the key of A. Key of C would be A to D. But these string shapes are the same no matter what key you are in. So now we have a playable situation. Okay, that's shape fitting. We've taken the pattern and moved it over. Okay, we don't want to spend the entire lesson on pattern shape fitting, but that's the most important shape fitting you can do, is learning how to adjust for the tuning third in anything you do. But when we have chord shape fitting, a chord is already adjusted for the tuning warp. Okay, if we didn't have the tuning differential between the G and the B string, then all of the chords would be E-shaped. And then it would be like something like that. They'd all be E-shaped. I'll show you. Okay, I've tuned my guitar into all fourths, so it's all fourths now. So everything's E-shaped. All E-shaped. Okay, so now I have to tune it back. So now it's not E-shaped anymore. Now we have to warp these top two strings up. So it'd be these two guys go up to here. to play it, to make the A shape. Still have the same P4 tuning on the bottom. So chord shape fitting is a different animal. Chord shape fitting is horizontal, pretty much horizontal. And I didn't want to get into this right now, but I guess we should. You look at a C-shaped, D minor, C minor shaped D minor. 6-2-4, 6-2-4, right there. What box are we looking at? We're looking at a C minor shaped second. So this fretboard right here is just root and Dorian. And it's okay, that's all this is. All the inversions starting from and that's all it is, just starting from the different inversions. It's just Dorian and root. So we only have two chord shapes to be concerned with. With the C shape, we have a regular C shape. Here's E, A, D, G, B, and E again. So we have our regular C shape C, 5, root 3, 5, root 3. But the D minor is going to be D minor shaped. Well, whoopee, right? Here's D minor, 6-2-4. Let me throw the capo on. Here's the robust C, which adds the G. We're kind of a little bit out of tune. We'll have to retune. Okay, and here's the D minor. All right, big deal, right? Until you get to the next shape over. Now the shapes go up in caged. They go up in letter by letter in cage. So C shaped root goes to A shaped root. D shaped 2 minor is now going to go to C shaped 2 minor. Okay, it's going up and caged again because we're going to the next cage up. Okay, so now we have a C minor shaped D minor. Instead of a D minor shaped D minor, we have to do a C minor shaped D minor. And then in the G cage, we get a G shaped major, root major, and we get, so there's our double root on the G, big G, and we get an A minor shaped. Okay, so this is shape fitting. Of course, you know it's A minor shape, but sometimes it gets a little tricky. Okay, it gets a little tricky. Let's look in the next box up, and I'll show you what I mean. So we go back. These are lined up here. So here it is: 3, 6, 2, 5, 7, 3 again. We've got an E major shaped fourth major. All right, and unless we want to start doing the diatonic, it's going to be the same. But the E minor shaped is a half step below it, so we have to fit that in over there. We got an E shape here, starts here, 5 root 3, and we've got an E minor shaped third, okay, which is 3, 7. See how it has to fit horizontally. That's chord shape fitting, and there are other examples that would make that, quite more important. It's not always as easy to see when we have the the modes colored properly there. Okay, so that's a little chord shape fitting in a nutshell. All of the chords are already warped, so they're proper, but you just have to fit them horizontally.